So I just finished watching the sixth episode of season 2 of Mob Psycho 100, and after the absolute insanity of the last episode, this episode was a little bit more down to earth, basically, literally. But it was more about Mob and Regan and how much they've changed in this season. Well, specifically Mob, really, because now he has loads of friends. You know, he doesn't just he has his own opinions. You know, he actually expresses them. He doesn't just do what he's told. And Regan sort of crosses the line in this episode, essentially saying that his friends don't really care about him; they're just using him, which is ironic, very ironic. And Mob sort of starts to see through it because he seems to have a little bit more of a self-esteem now. You know, his confidence is building, especially with the Body Improvement Club, which, by the way, I think is the most wholesome part of this whole show. Like the Body Improvement Club always cheering Mob on, I think is just the greatest thing ever. But yeah, I think Mob sort of saw through Regan's facade a little bit, and Regan was out of line, bro. Like the way he was talking to Mob in this episode was not cool. You know, I do like Regan. I think he is, for the most part, a good person, but he definitely has exploited Mob up to this point. So he's only got it coming. Do you know what I mean? But it was interesting to see that without Mob, Regan is basically just like he has no friends. He was like on his own. It was his birthday. Nobody messaged him to say happy birthday except his mum, who I think actually messaged him about like a job application, which is just a massive kick in the nuts. And it sort of made Regan look at himself and be like, fuck, I need to sort myself out. I can't just rely on Mob all the time. And he's done that, you know. He's built his reputation. He's taken a bunch of jobs nobody else wanted to take, and he's ended up on TV because he's so popular now as like as an exorcist, which I mean is fair play to him. But the main thing of this episode is highlighting the change to me that like Mob has made in this season. Like he's so much more confident. He has his own opinions. He expresses his own thoughts, all that sort of stuff. And I think it's a really positive change. And yeah, I think it's interesting to see in this short space of time like what's going to happen now with Regan now that Mob's sort of off and doing his own thing. Whether or not Mob will go back to him, we'll have to see. I bet if Regan's in trouble, Mob will go back to him, and they'll start working together because Regan's being targeted now by somebody like another exorcist that he need the other day. Like he embarrassed in front of everyone essentially when Mob took out Mogami when that whole shit was going down. So Regan's got a bit of a target on his back now. But yeah, this episode, like I said, was a bit more like slice of life sort of thing, a bit more of a character focused episode, and just highlighting the changes they've made. And yeah, so I'm intrigued to see if the changes carry on or if they'll end up coming back together at some point. You know, Mob and Regan working together again. We'll have to see. But yeah, that was episode 6. On to the next one.